Everything else is normal except the growth hormone. We have no idea why the pituitary gland quit producing the growth hormone, but that is like the easiest one to fix. I'm like, oh, thank you, Lord. At least it's the easiest one. It was a little complicated at first, but we gotten used to it, and now we're on our second year. So about a year and a half he's been on the growth hormones, and he has grown. He's now, let's see, he started out at 4'10", 4'8", and he's now 5 as of today. He's 5'3 and a half. I said, 1 inch near Mom. Wow. And we broke the 90s. He's 91 3/4 pounds. So I was pretty excited. We had a good day at the doctor. She was just so thrilled that he gained 8 pounds in the last 4 months. He gained 8 pounds. Her goal for him was to gain 5. And we pushed and we prodded and we said, you gotta eat, you gotta eat. And he did it. So we're very thankful to the Lord that he has given us a healthy boy back. Clayton's going to come now and share some fun things that he got to enjoy, I guess you could say, as a part of all that he had to go through to get there.
First, I got to go meet some of the Phillies. I got to go because I was sick at the time, and if we went, my uncle got us tickets to go, and they said if we got there early, they'd have to let us go on the field and watch batting practice. That's up in the main office, and while we were up there, one of the guys had 2 of the World Series rings, and that's both of them in there. They were giant, and I had to hold them like that, or they'd fall off. And they were huge, and as you can probably see. And I met Shane Victorino there on the field. It was pretty cool. Next one. And there's Chase Utley and Ryan Howard. We got pictures with all of them. It was really cool. Got to watch batting practice. And met the Fanatic. It's funny. It's pretty cool. And then on the way to our Make-A-Wish trip, we got to sit in the cockpit of the plane, and it was interesting. A lot of buttons. And there we are, and once we got there, that's the guy picking us up for go to the Make-A-Wish Village thing in Disney. And there's the car that we picked. I picked. We got to pick a car, and that's the one I picked. And that's in Give Kids the World, Mayor Clayton, and that's not for me special. It was just his name. So that was really cool. And he was shocked that there's someone else there that was named Clayton. Next one. And then there we are with the Make-A-Wish. Not Make-A-Wish. Oh, that's you. Okay. So, and I'm going to play on a song piano.
He has one more gift he wanted to share.
one thing that Diane and I had talked when we were going through this ordeal. We knew there was a reason we were going through it. We had said that if God would open doors, that we had to be faithful and walk through it. So, after he was done with his treatments, this letter came in the mail, initially through Geisinger. And the letter said that they had received a phone call or a letter from an individual. They were forwarding it to us. It was up to us if we wanted to do anything with it. And basically the letter was from Coach, as the boys call him now, from Keystone College. How many of you heard of LaPlune, Pennsylvania? I see one hand. Now, if I said Clark Summit, how many have heard of Clark Summit? Okay. If Clark Summit would not have been in the letter, I don't know if I'd have continued pursuing forward with it. Heard of Clark Summit, had a little idea roughly where it was at. I read it, and basically the coach was looking for an individual that the team could adopt. Because he was watching a show one evening, if I remember right, either at ESPN or an HBO for a sporting activity, so to speak. And it caught his attention. And the more he listened to it, he says, that's what I want to do. He always brought some of the players down to Geisinger, Janet Wise Hospital. Because those boys in college there thought baseball was going to be their future. And to them, if they weren't playing baseball, they might as well have been dead. And he knew that there was kids at Janet Wise Hospital that would be lucky to graduate high school. So he'd always bring some of the seniors down to see that they're blessed. And as this went on, he wrote down the information. The next morning when he got into the office, he was on the website looking up the information. Went through the paperwork that he needed to in order to go through with the process of what he was listening to. And what he was listening to ended up being an organization that is called Friends of Jacqueline, FOJ. You've seen us wear the t-shirts. I encourage anyone that's got the internet, go to it, www.foj. When you get there, go to the home page and read Jacqueline's story. Jacqueline was a girl, but when I read that, if I turned that she to he, that was Clayton's story. Only it was 4 years earlier. Once he got the okay from Friends of Jacqueline, he says, okay, when can I adopt my kid? They replied back to him, unfortunately right now, we have more teams willing to adopt kids than we've got pediatric brain tumor children. Well, Coach wouldn't let that sit. He knew different doctors, different hospitals in the area. He sent letters to them, asking them, do they know of anybody? First letter he sent to Geisinger, he got no reply back. Sent another letter, still no reply back. His third letter got to the right person at Geisinger. Child Life is the group that's there. And they basically are there to help kids that are in the hospital. And when they read the letter, basically he was looking for a boy that loved baseball. Right away, they said, we got to send a letter to Clayton. Because as Clayton was going through his treatments, one thing I noticed, if I could keep him distracted, he didn't seem to notice or feel what was going on. So of course, like Diane said, treatments were usually Fridays, so we had the weekend. So I was always trying to find whether the Bills were playing. And of course, if the game was on, that's what the TV had. So the nurses knew how much he liked baseball. The surgeon that performed the surgery knew also how he liked baseball. The day that the surgeon said that he would not be able to play baseball that year was the first I think I seen tears